Welcome to Hoops and Headspace, the podcast for mental health and sports in a set. I'm your host, Jada Rich.
I'm your co-host, Tae.
And we have a guest with us.
Sandrika Bowen. I'm the owner of Strive Therapy and Wellness Center in Ashland, Mississippi, which is also my hometown. I'm happy to be here, a part of Hoops and Headspace. I actually think that's a pretty cool name, Jada. Like, I couldn't turn that down because you started it off with hoops. Well, you all started it off with hoops, and basketball is my sport. So I know it's a backdrop of something in regards to that. So I appreciate you all for having me, and I'm looking forward to talking about some things with you all. I'm an athlete. I played basketball and ever since middle school. Always been into sports. I used to go to games with my sister. My oldest sister used to play basketball, so I've been around it for a long time, and just basically seeing people with injuries, and then also going through injuries myself. And of course, we're in a small town. We don't have the ability to have people to help us throughout those injuries in regards to being right there on the court with us. So I went through a ACL tear when I was in high school, my senior year, which caused me to have to have a procedure done right before season started. So we had went through all that practice, and then the day before our season started, I tore my ACL, and I had to do a lot of rehab, physical therapy. And I always said that I wanted to be a physical therapist because my grandmother, she had cancer. And so I used to come to Ripley a lot with her to physical therapy. And I'm like, there's no way these people down here is working, because it seemed like it was all fun. And I said, I can't wait till I get out of school. I'm going to do something like that. And so after I completed and I went through physical therapy myself with my ACL recovery, I knew that was the place for me. I didn't know what it takes to become a physical therapist or what route I would have to take, but I knew that that was my passion, something that I felt like I would be great at. So I started to do research and get to know people that was physical therapists. And I realized when I went to I went to Northwest Community College first. I played basketball there for 2 years. I end up meeting my athletic trainer there and asking her, could I possibly just come, watch you work, to just let me see things, and when I was there, she allowed me the opportunity to come and shadow her. And I got an opportunity to see what an athletic trainer do. So basically, it's very similar to physical therapy, but we're more emergency management care when it comes to athletic training. We're right there as soon as the injury occur. We also know how to do rehab as athletic trainers, but our biggest part is the emergency management part, where we're there whenever injuries occur in the beginning, and then after the injury occur, we can do rehab and get them back to sports. So I said, well, which way do I go? So at that time, I said, I'm going to go to school for athletic training first. And I ended up graduating from Northwest, going to Arkansas State, got my bachelor's in athletic training. And after that, I furthered my career into physical therapy, and I got my doctorate in physical therapy at Arkansas State too. I also played basketball there and suffered another ACL tear, which, was tough, because it was actually, Jay, the same time that I tore the first one, October, the same time I tore that one, the day before the game. So it was
Wow.
crazy how it happened. But all of that rehab made me realize, like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help somebody the way the people were in my life and they helped me. So that's why I'm here today. Like, I wanted to come back home. At first, I thought I wanted to travel and be a travel physical therapist, but God led me back home for a reason. And I told him, I said, if you could give me a position somewhere where I could work and be an athletic trainer and a physical therapist, I'll come back home instead of being a travel physical therapist. And then I got a call from this guy at Crossroads. It was Crossroads years back. Now it's Athletico. I
Mm-hmm.
got a call from Trey, and he was in the clinic in New Albany, and he was the physical therapist there. He said they had a position opening up, and he wanted to interview me, and I could possibly work as an athletic trainer too. I said, well, that's God. I come to the interview for my sake. but I already know that this is God telling me to come home. So, of course, New Albany wasn't home for me. Ashland is home for me, but I told him, and I can vouch right now in that interview, Jay, I went in there and I told him, "Hey, where I see myself in 5 years?" I told him I'm going to open my own clinic, and I think he paid no attention to that, really didn't hear me well, but I meant that. And one day I was destined to have my own. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, I didn't know how it was going to come about, but I knew one day God had more for me. So I was there to learn, to figure out how to do things, get it, and then one day be able to do what I know God had destined for me and to be a leader and help others do the same thing. And that's what I'm doing now in my hometown.
For sure, and I love it. I've always um wanted to say that I appreciate the fact that you brought it back home. Um, and I also wanted to ask, like, do you feel like with you bringing it back home, that influences your practice in a way, like it makes it more passionate for you?
Well, I've been passionate about this since day one. I seen my grandmother go through, then myself, and then watching other people. I don't even have to know you, but when you have an injury, I feel like we're family, and we're gonna work through this. I don't care what you're dealing with. It could be the simplest thing to the toughest thing. I'm passionate about it because you're dealing with an issue. And an issue can affect the person in multiple ways than just the physical. And so, being able to help a person, my passion is for everybody, not just Ashland, but it made it it made it sweeter being in my hometown because a lot of people they forget about their foundation. And I know that there's limitations because of the popularity. The population is low. I know that it's a limit to how far I may be able to go in this area. But I do know that God showed me this area, and I'm here for a reason. And I continue to remind myself of that daily when I see slow days or when things aren't quite going the way I want it to go, or people I feel like are overlooking my small clinic. I know that we're doing something in Ashland, Mississippi that I haven't seen at clinics I've worked at. I haven't seen at places or people that's physical therapists. I hadn't seen what I'm trying to grow in my vision here at Strive. So that's what make it more passionate for me. I'm a physical therapist to do what I've been taught and do it to the maximum ability that, I can.
Yeah.
She said when you have an injury, she feel like shame. I ain't feel that way about my therapist.
Why?
You know something, Tay, I hear that a lot. It's crazy because in my clinic, I have people come and I'm the type of person, I'm not going to talk about anybody else's business. I'm not going to talk about anybody. I'm not going to talk down on another therapist. Only thing I can say is what you'll get at Strive. And that's what I tell people. I'm passionate about what you got going on. You may come in and don't want to do nothing today. Some days you just don't feel like it. But that's when the therapists have to motivate. That's when it comes in where you have to sometimes be a psychologist or a psychiatrist in a sense and make the patient more feeling what they need to be doing, because you can come into therapy or you can call in and say you got a stomach ache, you don't want to come. I know when, I feel like sometimes I need to get on the phone with the patient when they call to say, I'm not going to make it today. Okay, it's not that I'm just die hard one. I don't, you don't have to be here, but what's your reason? Like, what's going on? You okay? And just to have that ability to talk to my patients like that, I feel like make them realize that I care and some of them, they change their mind and say, "I wanna keep my appointment. I'm coming." And I treat it I treat people like that all the time, and I'm noticing that my community is getting healthier. My patients are going out from surgery, and they're going back playing ball, playing baseball, playing sports better than they were before because of my staff and because of the things that we're trying to do here at Strive.
Yeah, Trent spoke real highly of you, so you're always good with me.
Yes. Yeah, Trent was my guy. That was one of my former, That was one of my former students that worked really hard, kind of quiet, but he opened up at the end, and I'm proud of him. Proud of him. Make sure you let him know that.
I will. I'll make sure you watch it. So
Yeah.
Yes.
And Drika, so just speaking on like your mission, Strive's mission is about improving movement and life quality. How do you see physical health and mental health intersecting?
Well, in a sense, Jay, when I think about physical and mental health, I feel like they go together in a big way because you can have a person coming in. Most patients that come in my clinic with lower back pain are some of the most depressed people I've ever how they come in. Back pain can with research shows back pain can lead to depression. So when I see a diagnosis of lower back pain, my whole deal is to try to get them at first get their mind wrapped around what therapy can possibly do. Because it's whenever they're coming in, you got to think about it. A person is hurting. So they really don't want to hear anything. For one, honestly, they don't want to be at physical therapy because the deal is, why am I moving and I'm already hurting? But you have to really talk to your patients and make them understand sometimes movement can make you feel so much better, and it'll make your mental health a whole lot better. First you got to give things a try. You're hurting right now, but if you give this an opportunity, we only can go up because you're already down. So if you give therapy an opportunity to help you, we could make both things better. You'll feel better, and alternatively feeling better will make you respond better in just your regular life, daily life. It'll make you want to do more. And then the more you do and the more you move around, things will get better for you mentally, you know? So that I feel like it takes getting a person mentally prepared before you can do anything physically with them in therapy.
keep preaching.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, listen. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It really go hand in hand because when I had my surgery and I had to start therapy, I had to go later in the evening. So I was around a whole bunch of
Mhm.
older folks. And they would,
Okay.
I remember just this older woman, like my third, fourth day in there. She was like, it hurt, it hurt, it hurt. I was like, you hadn't even started. And I was like, it was a switch then. I'm like, it's mental. And that what really got me
Yeah.
through it. I was like, you ain't even did nothing. You already complaining.
Yeah.
It's all
And they
mental.
used to people saying that, Tay, like, soon as they
Hmm.
come in, "Oh, they finna hurt you." No, we're not, we're not gonna hurt you. Like, that's not the reason. For one, you're here because you're hurt or you're injured or something is going on. So we're actually trying to make you better. Yeah, whenever you're doing physical activities, you're gonna get a little sore, especially when you're waking up muscles that haven't been used in a long time. In physical therapy, we're isolating things, trying to work on stability. And the only way to do those things is to get muscles to activate. So when you begin to activate things that you're not normally activating, the body will respond and you want your body to respond. So I think it's pretty cool. I love working out. So when I work out and I hope that the next couple of days I'm feeling some soreness because that's when I know I'm entering another level of ability to get stronger. So that's what I try to preach to my clients here at Strive. It's okay to feel a little soreness every now and again. We'll back off a little bit, but we're coming back up. We got somewhere to go. Be reminded of your goals. We made goals when you first started here, and I'm all about reaching them. So it takes a team effort, and that's what I continue to tell them. When it hurt, it's gonna get better. It's okay. It's okay. And what do you mean it hurt? I'm very technical when it comes to questions like what hurt?
Okay.
Yeah.
But next question though, Drika, keeping with that mental health aspect, what are some like the barriers, like the main barriers you see mentally that athletes or people face when they come into the clinic?
I'm gonna speak from an athlete point of view. When they come in here and it's an athlete and They possibly probably already played a couple of games. A few games have been completed, and I'm talking about college athletes because I see a few of those as well, and they're already down because okay, now I started sports, I injured myself, so now it's kind of hard to if I played too many games, I'm not going to be able to redshirt. So that becomes an issue, and you're trying to work on someone that had a torn ACL. Let's just use that one. And they already mentally beat because they feel like I can't play the sport no more. I can't do this. Now, what I'm going to do? I got school. I got this because it's another level when you're in college. And then now you got to come in here and listen to me tell you to do the simplest things because to try to make you better. And just yesterday, before you had the surgery, you had a nice quad, big muscles, everything's nice, and then you go through this traumatic deal and boom, life flashes. And if you really enjoy sports like me, it was hard. I will admit it. I was depressed in college after I tore my ACL for the second time because I'm like, Lord, I love playing ball, and now this is like taken away from me again. So then as a therapist, you got to come in and try to uplift them because no matter what, you got a goal to reach. They got to get better. So no matter what their mental state is, you got to somehow get them eager to want to go through this process. And so when they come in, the best thing that goes for me can't it won't be for everyone is the fact that I've been through it because you can't explain anything better to a person more than being transparent. When you've been through something, they understand you more. So whenever I have athletes come in and I've been an athlete before, I've been hurt before, you can't tell me nothing that I haven't felt. I already know what you're feeling. So now we just got to step on top of that, grow up and realize that, hey, things happen in life. This is just one part of life. Things are going to happen. We got to put on our big girl shoes, big guy, whatever you got to do. And we got to get to it no matter how bad it makes you feel. You cry right now, but we got to we got to keep going. We can't stop because life is going to hit you with multiple different problems, and this is just one. So let's try to look at it that way and let's make the best of it. And usually when they hear my story, because transparency is the best, when they hear what I've been through, they're like, wow, and I just seen you on Facebook jumping off a lat, like you doing all type of work. I can get, yes, you can get back to that point. You work as hard as you can. If you see yourself doing it again, let's do it. I mean, if you feel like you're ready to put that work in, and that helps the therapist and my staff when people come in and they know what they want. Like me, I went to therapy and I told them, hey, you got to work me. Like I want to get back. So whatever you tell me to do, papers you give me to take home to do my exercise, I'm gonna do them. When I'm tired of doing that and I feel like that's easy, I'm gonna let you know. Like that's the type of people I like to come to my clinic. Be on me as much as I'm on you, and we always make it through.
Yeah. I said, "Hey, Sandrika, I would have been back earlier.
Yeah.
I would have been back earlier."
And maybe not, because see, Tay struggled mentally coming back after his.
And yeah, the therapy part was easy. It was just the coming
It's
back to
hard
it.
on that transition.
Mhm.
That and in therapy, Tay, they with insurance, they don't allow us to see people to the point. Some people they would just go ahead and pay out of pocket when insurance stop, and I get them until they're back playing sports. But the most important part is after you've completed and it's return to play. Like return to play is very important because we're going to have those imagings in our head of what happened and how you injured yourself before, and you're like, I don't want to do that, or you scared. So what I do at my clinic, I tell them the beginning and the end is very important. And what we're going to do at the end, I'm going to put you through so many drills of whatever your sport is until when you return to that, you're going to feel like you right there with them. Like I don't play about that. Ending is everything. If I can't do it, I'm going to talk to whoever you're working with, your coach, whoever you're dealing with, and I'm going to tell them, this is where we at. I need you to give this to them. That's the only way. You got to do this with them. If you don't, when they get back, they're going to be scared. They're going to be limping. They're going to feel uncomfortable, and they might injure themselves again. It's so easy
Yeah,
to do that if you don't make them comfortable in therapy first. Make them comfortable jumping in therapy. Make them comfortable running with pressure on them. Like, D them up. Do some things that make them uncomfortable. Make them do the movement that caused the injury the first time. Do it again multiple times so your body will realize and your mental state will understand that that's over. This is new. I'm ready. Let's go. So that's what I feel like is important to keep injuries down, reoccurring after you've been hurt and injured before
mm.
as an athlete.
I definitely needed you after I got back. Yeah, I would.
Yeah. What sport did you play, Tay?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And like I said, I vouch for the fact, like, coach to trainer, she was the best I could have. I you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the fact that she brought it home because for Ashland to be able to have someone like her right there, it was amazing. And when I say, yeah, she calling, hey, checking on them. Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And the kids would be like, oh man, I ain't trying to go to therapy. Drake is finna, I'd rather stay for practice. Can I practice yet now? Please don't send me back to therapy. So man, she get them back right though. She get them back ready.
I got
Yeah,
to the trench flow very high like that. So
yeah.
Yep. And I've realized some of them love it, some of them hate it, but it's good for all of them. And then I get to distinguish between the ones that's ready for the next level and the ones that I know we're using this injury as athletic trainers. You can ask other one like you already know the athletes that's not hurt. We already know the ones that want to be hurt so they can not so it'll look better for them to sit on the bench. We know the ones that want to get out of their parents' house and just want to be at the games, but they got to play like they got an injury. They not fooling us, but we have to be considerate of everybody's feelings. But me as an athlete and an athletic trainer and a physical therapist, I just be straight up with them. Like, do you want to do this or do you not? Like, I'm not. I don't have to hold my tongue because what boss somebody gonna tell? I'm my
Period.
own boss. If you don't like it, you go to another physical therapy or athletic trainer. I'm perfectly fine with that. I want somebody that's willing to work. I don't care about that. I know it takes patience to make money and business to grow. I understand that, but I didn't build Strive Therapy to be rich. I didn't come into this to be lucrative in regards to that. I wanted to help people. And I knew that with God making all of this possible, I won't want for nothing. And nobody that worked for me will be unhappy. So and it's been that way since day one. I look at it that way, and I'm not gonna change the way I do things for nobody because I feel like at the end of the day, the vision is great. What I see is
Yes, ma'am,
great.
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can give some advice to coaches or educators when it comes to them helping you with that process of them recovering from injury, not just physically, mentally, all of it, what would you say?
if you're If you're basically, let me try. There's always a best way to say something, but I'm just don't say it. If if you have the ability to have an athletic trainer that actually cares and not gonna put ice on it and tell them to go such and such or do this. If you have someone on your team as a coach that cares about your athletes, use them to your highest potential. When an athlete is injured, you shouldn't even worry about that no more. Make sure you're in touch with the people that can take care of it. Give them the opportunity to do their job because the school pay for what I do for for those children. So give me the opportunity to work and you do your job. I feel like if the coaches will stay in their lane and let the medical stay in their lane. And then we come together, collaborative, and work on a way to make this athlete better. And you just go with it, we'll be fine. Concussions are the biggest thing as athletes as athletic trainers that we deal with, especially with football and contact sports. And coaches, I'm sorry, but the football coaches are the worst because they don't want to listen as if they went to athletic training school and read everything about concussions. They know it all. So, hey, little Sonny want to come back. Sonny say he didn't have a headache today, and game day is today, but we've been dealing with this protocol. We're on a protocol of return to play. So let's just stay. I mean, just stay. Do what you know is right by listening to the people that's an expert in it, and we'll all work together and be great. But if you don't allow the help that you have to be helpful, it can be difficult on both ends because it's like, okay, such and such hurt. You didn't know anything about it. I'm like, no one contact me. I won't know anything unless someone tell me because I'm not at practice. I'm not there, unfortunately, when things occur sometimes. So just being in contact with someone to be able to help you, I feel like will make a team a lot better. My buddy is the physical therapist, sports coordinator for the Las Vegas Aces. And one thing I noticed that they said about her that stuck out to me is how great she was at doing her job and and she made a great impact on them winning this year. So just hearing that lets me know that they take into consideration what they have and they make sure that they stay in their lane so she can do her job. And it was successful for them. And I always say, if you stay in your lane and everybody do their job, we'll all be fine. And that's what I like to tell coaches. I want you to know as much as you can when you don't have somebody on your sideline. It's good to have a backdrop on the different things, emergency management and things to do. But when you have someone, allow them to do it and you just work together. And I'm so happy that at Ashland, I've had some great coaches to keep in contact with me. And they're always trying their best to let me know what's going on. And it's been pretty good with Ashland. Hickory Flat, somewhat, but we're going to get on board, hopefully have a good year this year. We'll see, but I'm always here for whoever. It doesn't matter, even if it's not here. If it's Ripley, my Ripley Tigers are, of course, dear to my heart. So I'm always here for everybody.
Cause I say, when she said don't get in her way, I said the only time I always listen to Drip. I think it's one game. I want to say it was Morgan, and we had to go through the concussion protocol to just see. So Drika had it over there on the side. Man, I'm sending Khadijah. I'm covering myself. Everybody, because the game close. I gotta have a back. I'm just, hey, Drika, is y'all done yet? Hey, is yes or no? But other than that, but yeah, in that game she might have wanted Kim, but I had to know, hey, I need a back
No,
right
but
now.
it's like those moments that I know I'm like, and it's hard for me because I'm like, I know how important it is to have her, but I gotta go through this. I can't let her get back out there, get second impact syndrome, something occur. It's always something bigger in my head that could happen, and I don't want that on my watch. But I'm like, yes, I love sports. I want her back out there. Hopefully she don't test positive for any of these things and we can go back. But yeah, I totally understood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause hey, and what's a misconception about physical therapy that you hear often and you like to address?
This may step on toes, but
We
I don't
love to
even care
step
no
on
more.
toe.
Mhm.
2026 is
We
a
do that.
different year for me. I'm planning to just say what I gotta say and be respectful about it. But the things I hear so many different things. Thank God, Strive Therapy is about to hit our 5th year in business. And I felt like yesterday, COVID, I had a mask on opening the clinic. So it's crazy how quick time flies by. And I'm grateful for it. But I've seen a lot of people. And the thing that I hear a lot is it is so different here. When I went such and such, they didn't do nothing but give me a timer and I started doing exercise and they walked away. Or when I could have did all of that at home or what is this supposed to do? Like I don't understand why I gotta do this. One thing I can say about here, yes, we use timers. That's very important because if I tell you to count to 10 and you're hurting, you're not going to count to 10. You're going to say you at 10 and you're at 2. So, yes, timers kind of keep me, but I'm in control of those timers. Me and my staff is in control of it, and we're watching. We have a small clinic, so we're able to see things very closely about what's going on. And so my deal is I tell my employees every day, your eyes is on the patient. You're gonna do things. We're gonna do things with the patients that they can't perform at home, so they'll know that we care and they have a reason for being here. You're not just here for me to tell you across the room to do this and then I'm walking away. No, your body mechanics is what's been off at home. So you're here for me to help you get that correct so you can do it correctly at home and decrease the amount of injuries that you're causing or decrease the back pain that you're experiencing because I want to correct your posture now so you'll be aware of what's right and what's wrong. But you can't correct that giving somebody a timer and walking off. They feel like they're not cared about correctly. And it's your money. It's your insurance. You choose where you want to go. I don't know why people call me saying, I wanted to come to your clinic, but they sent me here. I don't want to hear that. That's uneducated and you're not thinking correctly when you come to me that way because you pay your insurance premium monthly. You go where you want to go to therapy. So telling me that in 2026, save it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry you couldn't come because your doctor told you you had to go somewhere else. That's unethical for your doctor, by the way. He shouldn't be telling you where to go. He should be giving you the order and you go where you want to go. So my deal is I just want to be different and I want to help people in a way to where if I had to go to therapy, I'll be happy with myself doing therapy on it. So that's just my goal to never let a person feel like I don't care about them. I care about your health and what you're dealing with. I care about your family. I care about whatever that's affecting you when you're in my building. I care about it. And so I tell people after you leave, we're family. Like I see you, I want to know how things are going. Like it matters to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I should ask Sandrika. My clinic wouldn't.
You should have been more educated.
See what I did mine in 2016. It was maybe 10 years ago.
You messing with me. You know I'm messing, bro. But so Drika, let's talk about you for a minute. Um, being a business owner, you got a lot on your hands. So how do you protect your own mental and physical health?
Well, one of my employees brought it to my attention one day, and I love let's Strive wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for the people that work with me. They are
Give them that
absolutely
flower.
amazing. And yeah, I don't take that lightly. Sometimes I feel like I'm so close to them till I know everything, but like those are my girls. I have had guys work with me. They're amazing too. I care about my employees and their families. My motivation to come in here daily and do everything I can for everybody is because I'm not just working for me. I'm working for them and their families. I got to make sure they're getting what I know they need and making sure that they're happy here. And that's a top priority because if your family is not happy, you're not going to produce anything good on the out. So if we're good, then everybody in our clinic going to be good. So that's something that I value here at Strive. And one thing that they tell me a lot is to be honest with you all, I've been in business for going on 5 years, and I've only been off of work. Um, some years I didn't take a day off unless it was a death in my family. This year was my first year. Last year I took a few days off at the end of the year for my birthday. They know I'm never around for my birthday, but I told them I'm gonna take a week off of work because in 5 years I've only been off of work for a week. Maybe this is gonna be the second time. So I don't take days off of work. And to me, for them to say, go do what, you need to take time for yourself. And that's something that I have neglected for a long time because I wanted to get my business where it was. Personal life has always been kind of crazy because I never put myself first. I always put the things that I wanted to do and how I wanted to help people before me. But in 2026, that's changing. And last year I was able to do some things for myself that I am happy about in my personal life. And I feel like it's only up from here. And it's so many things in the future that I want to do. And I'm praying to God that He sends me one more person that's like minded, like me, that's a physical therapist that wanna go hard, I don't want a mediocre one that's not willing to work. I want a therapist that's willing to go through whatever it takes to get the clinic where it needs to be, because I wanna open another one, but I won't open another one until I find someone that I feel like is ready to go through whatever, because I've been through a lot. And the only way you can be a clinic director of Strive Therapy is if you're willing to go through what I had to go through, and really try to build something from ground up, because it's not easy, but it's doable if you're willing to do it. So a lot of people come out of school just ready to make a lot of money, but they don't want to put in the work. And my deal is I made good money when I was elsewhere, but I came to my own clinic and I had to take a downgrade. But I knew, as I said before, God is always in control, and I haven't ever wanted for anything. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm just hoping and praying this year that someone come along and reach out to me that's amazing and ready to go to the next level, because I'm willing to interview someone that's thinking that way so we can go higher at Strive Therapy.
For sure.
I just gave you some footage that no one have heard yet. Not even my marketing team have recorded it
Hey,
yet,
yeah,
but you got
yeah,
it. You got it. Hoops and Headspace.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
you
that's my
said
goal.
um you had the interview. They asked you about what you saw in your future, and you definitely manifested that. So we're asking, in the next 5 years, where do you see Strive?
It's crazy you asked that, because I was asked that 5 years ago, and I said I wanted another location. And, I don't know if you had heard that interview somewhere, but I actually told someone that was my plan. The 5 year right after school, I said I wanted my own clinic in 5 years, and then that happened before that time, and then I had an interview, and I told them at year 5, I'm planning to have, try to do something bigger. So, in the next 5 years, I do plan, and I wanna be married. Um, I want to, experience a different life. I do want a little baby, just one, so I can teach them how to be great too. Um, what else? Now, just business-wise, in another 5 years, I plan to be more on the business side and not working as hard in the business, and trying to, franchise my business.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it a lot.
I love that. What's one message you want Ashland and the greater Mississippi community to take away about wellness in general?
You know something? Out of all the questions that you sent me to look at, that was one of them I was hoping you all didn't ask me nothing about. Ain't that crazy? I don't know why, but I know my clinic name is Strive Therapy and Wellness Center, and the reason I added the wellness part, Jada, to the clinic when I named it, was because I seen where when I was at other clinics, insurance would, get to a point where they wouldn't pay it for clients to continue therapy after they've reached a certain amount of visits. And so what I wanted to offer here at Strive was a wellness piece where after you've completed skilled care, where you're no longer needing me, one on one, you're no longer needing attention, in regards to skilled care. You can come here and get on a wellness plan where I can give you a dietary plan, understanding your nutrition, making sure you're in line with that, and also giving you some different things to do throughout the week. And that would be a 30-minute session with me putting you on a dietary plan, and also giving you some accountability, because now you have exercises that I make sure you're able to do. I do a fitness test, show you, make sure everything is good, set you up. You do that for a week, and then we see you again the following week. And I want to see all of your journaling of all the things you've ate, your exercises, and that mentally makes a person happy, because they're like, oh, I got to make sure I got to get this done, and then because I know I got to go next week. And just the mental side of that is exciting, because you're actually doing something, someone is holding you accountable, instead of just going to the gym and you have no one at the gym. You just there trying to figure out what equipment I'm gonna get on. You actually have someone that's kind of giving you the plan. Now you just gotta go and do the action. And then come back and let's scale in. Let's see, your body fat composition. Let's see how much you weigh. Like let's see what we got. Let's build some goals. Let's get some baselines, and then let's build from that. So that was one piece that I added to my clinic because that was a self pay rate because I knew insurance wouldn't cover it. And I wanted to be able to continue to see my patients after they had completed their skilled care.
Man, that's awesome.
So that's the wellness, though, kind of the wellness piece of Strive Therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, because that speaks volumes, and that speaks even more to the fact of how much you care. Because, like you said, you could just let them finish their therapy and that be it. But you go through those hoops and find that fine line to be able to help even more people. That's awesome, and that's something we need in Mississippi, especially that wellness part. Because, like you said, the dietary and stuff like that, we lack that in totality. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my patients, especially the surgery patients. It's very important for you to be getting your protein in. Your muscles has broken down. We got to do things. You can't be eating chips and Kool-Aid drinking and doing all this sugary stuff and expect your muscles to respond in a way to get back to your highest potential. You can't expect me to be able or my staff to do things that you're not willing to put in the work and do yourself. And when I tell people that, I'm like, it's important to stay away from certain inflammatory foods when you've had a procedure done because you already have swelling. So let's not engage more to the area. We're trying to decrease it so we can get mobility again. But if you're not going to put in the work to try to listen to the things that we're teaching you in regards to what you need to stay away from as far as foods, during your rehab, then it all comes together. It's always something. If you're not responding, it's critical thinking for me. Like, what is the issue? Is it me? Is it something they doing? Like, I'm gonna figure out what the problem is, and sometimes it can be the patient just not being compliant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. Like I said, Drake, I love everything that you are doing, everything that you brought to the community, and everything you're gonna do moving forward. I think it's amazing. You're amazing and very intelligent. Very intelligent. Yeah.
You know what I learned
Thank you.
out this
Thank
whole
you.
episode?
And I'm from Ashland, Mississippi, by the way. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah.
What I learned this whole episode, I need to send Drake. I would have been all right. Like for real, like
Yep, I wish I could have treated you, by the way. I tell you, your last name caught my attention. I know your family
mhm,
really well in
yeah,
Blue Mound. Yeah, I can't think of your grandmother's name or what's her
Jesse.
name? She worked at the bank. Miss Jessie used to come to my mom's salon all the time. My mom has yes, so I know your family really well. Grew up. Yep, yep, yep. I
I
really
appreciate
appreciate
it.
you all having me, though. This has been good. I'm not a fan of talking, but I enjoyed the conversation. So I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you too.
Yeah. And so this right here, Drinker, this is the talk your talk segment at the end right here. This is where you give yourself your own flowers. This is where you boast and brag again about all the amazing things you have done and you are going to do. All right. So make sure you talk your talk for these people before you get up out of here.
Okay. Yeah, so once again, I really appreciate you all for having me. And I want to go ahead and put this nugget out here. If anyone that's watching this, if you're needing physical therapy or if your children are interested in physical therapy, going into the profession, if there's anything that I can do with physical therapy, athletic training to help anybody in my surrounding area, don't hesitate to reach out to Strive Therapy and Wellness Center in Ashland, Mississippi. Give us a call at 662-224-2030 if you have any questions and you want to meet with me. Get in touch with my front office. They'll always get the message to me, and we'll try to do it with whatever we can to help. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that God gave me the gift that He gave me, and that's to help people. And I think I've done a great job at it, and I'm going to continue to do that. And I hope and I pray for Hoops and Headspace that you guys go bigger and bigger because you're doing a great job. I enjoy watching the ones that I seen before I've done one. It was amazing, and I hope you all continue to keep giving people a comfortable area to talk about what they're doing in life. Yeah.
Thank you.
We
We
appreciate that.
appreciate that. We appreciate that. Definitely.
Hmm.
Like, but yeah, man, y'all make sure I she said doctors can't recommend. That's unethical. I ain't no doctor. Send them to Strive, send them to Strive, send them to Strive. If you need me, I stay in Ripley. I can take them to Strive or whatever y'all need me to do. Take them there, man. She's really gonna care for your kids, for your family member, whoever it is. Um,
Yes.
it's a special experience that you're gonna get there that I don't think you'll get at any other clinic. It's just my opinion.
I agree. Like I said, I can't say nothing, but from what Trent said, man, I remember Trent telling me some story. I said, man, I needed that. So yeah, take it with stride.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, y'all make sure y'all give her Drinker, man. She's a pillar in this
Thank
community
y'all.
and she gonna do a wonder for your body, man. I'm telling you. Um, but y'all keep watching, y'all keep supporting. Again, go to Strive with anything you got for your health and wellness. This is Hoops and Headspace, that podcast where mental health and
Thank
sports
you. Thank you.
intersect. Yeah. I'm your host, Jada Rich,
I'm your co-host, Tae.
and we had the wonderful Dr. Sandrika Bowen with us.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Dr. B.
we appreciate it.
I'll never
Yeah.
call myself that, but it's funny. I use it every now and again.
Yeah, you know, athletes, we ain't with that whole name thing. You gonna get something quick and short, sweet.
It don't even matter to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man,
Yeah.
we appreciate you, Drinker, man. We really do. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, ma'am.